Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, friends. Today I'm going to keep a video very short because your time is important. Mine is too. I started the recording a bit late at around 7 o'clock because my reading was going a little bit out of control. So with that said, let's look at the disclaimer and then get started. Welcome back, friends. I'd like to start with the news headlines, and the very first news headline that I want to talk about is Apple. I have two pieces of information about Apple. One is that the new phone release did not make a dent on the market. Let us see what happens today, but it could be because the AI components are coming later and the hardware is coming first, so it didn't generate the kind of bang that it needs. But on the other hand, the second piece of information is that Huawei is trying to compete with Apple, and it's launched a $2,800 trifold phone hours after Apple debuted the iPhone 16. So within China, Apple is going to have competition, and what's going against Apple could be the moving of production of iPhones from China to India and other markets, and at the same time the US-China relationship, that could be a drag. But elsewhere, it's to be seen whether Huawei can compete at that price point with Apple across the board, because Apple phones are still less expensive. So that's what I have got to say. Next item I want to talk about is Google. I have always been very bullish on Google, and I have been reluctant to sell Google, but there is a mixed bag today for Google. One of the biggest problems is that Google's 2.65 billion fine has been upheld by Europe's top court in EU antitrust probe, as you can see in this headline out here, and that kind of puts a huge damper on Google. And we may have some similar action in the US as well against Google. So that is a problem with big successful companies, because they end up triggering antitrust alarms everywhere. So that's one part of it. However, on the positive side, we can look at Gemini. So when you get into Gemini, if you go into Gem Manager, it brings up four fine-tuned LLMs, and the first one is the brainstormer to find inspiration for anything like a YouTube topic or an Instagram topic or something like that. Then you have a career guide which will help you with career questions, and then you have a coding partner for coding, and then you have a learning coach if you want to learn something. But the best thing is that if you click in any of these, right, you go into a prompt where it says, do you want to try now to chat with Gemini using Gemini Advanced? If you say try now, then what's going to happen is you're going to end up with a page that encourages you to subscribe for $0 for 1 month, and after that $26.99 per month. So this, I think, is a very positive factor. However, ChatGPT has already done that. So this is again a positive for me, because it shows that Gemini is fighting with ChatGPT, and it's going to do its best to stay ahead. So that's another positive in my opinion. The other big headline is Oracle shares jump on earnings and revenue beat. That's always positive when a tech company gives good results and also jumps, because so far we have seen good results from tech company but no jumps. Go on to have a quick look at the stock map, and you will see that there was a sea of green, and a lot of money came back from bonds and other areas into the stock market, but we have seen Google negative because of the antitrust action, and we have Oracle ending up negative at the end of the day. So what is going to happen today? Are we going to see sectoral rotation and all the greens become red and the reds become green? That's the question. However, there is an oasis where things are likely to be much stable. That's going to be consumer defensive, and that's going to be energy, and those two areas I think are most likely to stay green. Next, let us look at the Nasdaq futures. This is a one-day chart, which means each candle is a one-day candle. And do we have a trend reversal here? I don't know. At this point of time, the pre-market session shows that Nasdaq futures are down by 0.22%, and 0.22% is not a small amount, but it's not that huge as we used to have in the last 2 days, but definitely indicates a negative streak. We still have a support for us here and the support is at 18,553. So we'll have to see whether we stay above this support, and our next resistance is going to be the 100-day exponential, which is this lavender line. If you can see it, it's at 19,016.50. That's the resistance for us. And in terms of support, our immediate support ideally should have been the 100-day exponential, which shows that the market is extremely weak, and that's at 18,623. Right now we are at 18,650 pre-market. So we are not going to directly fall into this long-term support, but we're going to have to negotiate to it through the 200-day exponential. Momentum doesn't show me any confidence, and neither does the MACD, which is bearish. Now let's look at QQQ. QQQ is negative 0.06% pre-market. That's not too bad. There is still a hope because momentum is picking up even though it is below average. However, MACD doesn't look that great. The question is, are we going to follow our projected path of coming down all the way up to the support here? Now we are looking at a formation here called as the bullish harami, which is supposed to be a bullish Japanese candlestick pattern, but it is predictive 50% of the time, so there's a 50-50 chance that we may go up today, start our rebound, but there's also a 50% chance that we're going to come back down and test this support at 448.67. What happens if we break down below 448.67? For that, I would like to take you to the longer term view, and if you look at the longer term view, we have a long-term bull channel. Let me just recalibrate this chart. We have a long-term bull channel that has been coming with us for a long period of time, and you would see, yes, let me recalibrate once again. You will see that we have multiple touch points out there, and we might bounce off this diagonal line of support. That is my opinion, and I'll also take the opportunity to point out that our earlier cup and handle target of 493.1813 was already met and exceeded, and we have come down again. So that's an encouragement for me. Let's look at genomics. I think genomics on the whole is likely to be a bit mixed today. We have Bluebird, which is up 2.17% pre-market. PSEB is flat pre-market. IMTX has no trades. Ginkgo Bioworks is positive 2.24% pre-market. Prime has no trades. Allogene has no trades. Iowa is down 1.12%. mRNA is up 0.13%, Beam is up 0.21%, Intelia is up 0.81%, Editas has no trades, Altimmune is down 0.16%, and Caribou has no trades. CRISPR Therapeutics is up 0.29%, and Bionanogenomics is down 1.12%, ARCG is up 2.09% pre-market, Grail has no trades pre-market, Illumina is down 0.03% pre-market. And when it comes to Illumina, I would say that it's still following this bull channel that we have here, and it's taking support from the 100-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 120.77. Verve has got no trades pre-market, and Vertex has no trade pre-market. Next, let's go and have a look at AI. In AI, we have Google down 0.11% pre-market, Tesla up 1.12% pre-market. I think Tesla is looking stronger because it has now got an extra level of support out here, so it's building a foundation, and also this diagonal line of resistance, which was bounding it earlier, has now become a diagonal line of support. We have a very, very thin doji candle this morning, and pre-morning we are at 218.67, which is somewhere out here. So it's looking very good for Tesla. Momentum is above average, and MACD also is bullish, and momentum is picking up, so Tesla might look at a very good day today. Apple is down 0.92% pre-market. And in case of Apple, I was talking about the potential of having head and shoulder pattern out here. We are still watching to see whether such a pattern develops. If that does develop, then I'll put up a price target for it, and we'll take it from there. But right now that has not yet happened. Then we have Meta, which is down 0.26% pre-market. Amazon is up 0.46% pre-market. It needs to fill up this gap, and it's moving towards that. And the next resistance for Meta is going to be the 50-day exponential moving average at 178.05. Microsoft is up 0.41%, and then we have AMD, which is down 0.28% pre-market. Palantir is up 0.14% pre-market, but guys, we have a huge gap up, and the inclusion into S&P 500 has already happened. The biggest trigger of catalyst has already happened. I would look at people taking some profits. There are a lot of people who would have bought it in this red candle in the last few days, and those guys are definitely going to try and take profit. So expect Palantir to drop a little bit, and today and FNG is down minus 0.02. We have Broadcom down minus 0.48. Oracle is showing a positive gain of 8.22 pre-market. This is the post-earning session effect, I believe, and we have got a gain of $11.50, and then we have Nvidia. So Nvidia is up 0.18% pre-market. Momentum is picking up, but it's still below average, and MACD is trying to move towards the signal line to pick up. And in this context, I would like to point out what Jim Cramer has to say. And Jim Cramer is saying that there are a few stocks, AI stocks, chip stocks that you should pick up on the dip. And if you go into the article, he's talking about Micron, AMD, and ARM. He's not talking about Nvidia. He says these are the three stocks that you should pick up when the dip is still in action. Well, friends, that brings me to an end of today's video. I hope you have a great day. I'll be back to you soon with the Nvidia and CRISPR video that I had promised before. I'll do it today for sure. Take care. Have a great day. Bye for now.